know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust, sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, maybe rip bones. But no matter how close I am, my ancestors speak. They tell me they're tired of the brain on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep. Longing and singing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I
Down the Mongo. Peace, blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Happy Tuesday, good people. I hope all is well. Shout outs to my poets, writers, authors, dancers, choreographers, actors, actresses, all of y'all. Much love. Sarah, I see you in the studio. I am about to bring you up. I got a clip for y'all. I want y'all to take a real close look at this, man. The world is unhinged. People are losing their freaking minds. And it's only going to get worse as time progresses. Let's get all the formalities out the way. Get this ball rolling. What up?
Morning. I just changed that title just before I logged on. And it's funny you saying the world is, and mine is like, I'm holding on.
Just, I already know. I know the
vibe. So I'm just kind of saying it without saying it. But anyway, never mind. Happy Tuesday, my friend. How's it going?
I'm cool. Just another one of those days. You see the title? Yeah. I think people think that I be exaggerating these hooks. I don't. These are real captions. These are real people who really be doing this crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you ain't gotta take my word for it. I'm gonna let y'all see for yourself. Let's bring this up on a big screen.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not giving you this baby. That is my baby. Okay, but you, oh my God!
A mother in Florida pushed her 1-year-old daughter out of the car. A woman discovered a child who was covered in fragments and crying alone. She then picked up the child and called 911 for emergency assistance. Just as she was talking to the dispatcher, the child's mother, Dr. Mills, drove over and roughly snatched her daughter from the woman's hand. Mills ran away with her daughter. This led to Florida law enforcement issuing a missing child alert and requesting assistance in finding the child. After 15 hours of searching, a child wearing pajamas, shorts, and braids was found. The police said they found the mother of the child in Miramar, and the injured girl was urgently sent to Jackson North Medical Center for examination. The prosecutor said that the toddler spilled shampoo on the car seat, which angered Mills. She hit the child several times, and when the girl cried, she became even angrier, so she opened the rear car door and pushed the child onto the asphalt pavement. In the end, Mills was charged with 2 serious crimes and released on bail of $7,500. What do you think about this? What do you think are the responsibilities of being a mother?
Okay,
You got the floor. Do with that what you will.
Okay. Yeah. This is yeah. Like a poor little darling doesn't know any better. You know what I mean? And all that because of what? Shampoo? Conditioner? Liquids in the car? Which it can be cleaned out. And then she was slapped Oh, a boohoo of 7,500, which means nothing. The ass should be in jail. Period. And unfortunately, this little child, put it. I don't want to, but give it to the family members. If she has family members, try to keep it out of the system, because once you're in that system, that's it. You're screwed. But yeah, this poor little child. Oh my gosh. Give me the child. I'll look after it. You don't do that. But then, as you know, there's a lot of people out there in the real world actually have children because they know they can get benefits. It's a cash cow system they've worked out.
That's dark. That's heavy. That's the truth. People really do be just having kids just so that they can pay their rent, and buy their hair and their eyelashes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The level of insanity here, or the lack of control, is scary. Lindsay Clancy is on trial as we speak for killing all three of her children, and the people are trying to make excuses for that.
Yeah.
Saying, well, the medication did it. The medication is responsible for her strangling her kids to death. Postpartum is the excuse for that.
That's bullshit.
Then
that is all bullshit.
Another case comes out. Kaylee Eckert, she slits the throats of all three of hers. There's a lot of women popping up with this disdain towards their kids, and they're putting them in some real serious and harmful ways. That's all I could think about when I saw this clip. It's like shampoo.
Yeah.
Nah, it's more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
That was just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Mm-hmm.
She was already angry, and pissed off about other things, and this was just her being emotional. And it's a good thing that somebody was around to get that kid from her, because Lord knows the wolves that's out here, what could have happened. The slap on the wrist part irritated me too.
Yeah.
7,500.
That's nothing. And you know she's not going to pay it off. She's not going to pay it. She doesn't have to. If she's on benefits, she can get an exempt. There's ways, man. There is ways around it. That's a slap on the wrist. In her mind, she's like, yeah, whatever. Do whatever. Put me in jail. Put me in community service. I don't have the money. Simple. People will go... Yeah, sorry.
What do you think about the increase of violence towards kids?
Don't have them. Don't have them. Don't take out your frustrations out on the little children, at the little kiddies. They don't know any better. You know what I mean? Don't put them through those sufferings and pain and turmoil because you're broken inside. I've seen it. I grew up on it. You know what I mean? Especially not out here in the US, in Australia. I would see a lot of the Polynesians, the Samoans, the Tongans, the New Zealanders, baby makers or popping out children. And you see the ones that lived in, I don't want to say poorer areas, but out of the outskirts. Because, hey, coming out here, homeless is another level for me. What I've seen here to over there, that's nothing. You don't have to be over there. But they do it because the more children they have, the government will look after you. And I've seen it. I've seen it with my supposedly friend that I've known for over 20-something years. And I'll be like, the hubby will be actually working. He's a truck driver, or claims to be a truck driver. And she will apply for benefits and everything will be under her name. And she can claim everything. And I'm like, oh gosh, she's driving a brand new ute, or you guys call it a, what is it, pickup truck? And I'm just sitting, I'm watching, I'm looking. She had housing given by the government. She adopted these children from another family or from another brother or sister. And I'm just thinking, oh gosh, you know how to work the system, girl. I was just sitting there going, what about working, like being like, but hey, they're lazy. But you know, there's those type of, especially people, they found a way, an easier way. And then you just have to look at them. They look hobo. When I say hobo, seedy. Like, when was the last time you went to the dentist? And I'm just like, so you have housing provided, you have an income coming in from the government. Yeah, I put two and two, and I hate judging, but I was judging. You know what I mean? And I was just like, wow, that's how you're doing it. While I'm out there hustling and grinding from job to job, putting up with fucking bullshit from other people and managers and supposedly bosses. But hey, if they can figure it out or work a system, they'll take advantage. And now that I've been out here in the US, you know, my thing is, I understand the food scarcity or the children or the system. Unfortunately, I hate the fact when they say the system is broken. The system is not broken. It's just not enough manpower. And there's enough resources to go around. Once people hear and see the word free, people lose their freaking mind. I don't know what it is. And it really dawned on me when I was on the strikes. And I hosted an Aussie Pie Day, you know, and I paid out of my own pocket. I had to get it approved. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to boost the morale. I'm paying this out of my pocket. I got it approved. I actually got the national news. They came out. They wanted to interview me, blah, blah, blah. But I was just like, once people see free, people lose their mind. And I'm just like, you're not an actor. You're not a writer. I've never seen you on the picket lines. What the hell are you doing here? I kid you not. I had the pies and everything. I hadn't even taken it out of the car. They were already scavenging. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me right now? But yeah, so when I see, like, you know, areas that need, and if you notice too, supposedly what is it? The basses, or what, you know, your governors, you know, whatever section you're in or whatever area you're in, all that kind of stuff. I found, this is me though, and I hate being too cluey and too blah blah blah. They know which areas to target, saying they need the resources, they need this. Okay, yeah, they do. But let's fix the problem. I'm going into those areas and helping them out. I'm going into their areas to kind of, okay, you need to do a food drive. Okay, let's do a food drive. You need to, because there's canned foods they want to throw out. Instead of throwing it out, if it's not out of date, they give it back. You know, and I'm just like, and I'm sitting there watching and I'm gauging. I'm telling you, my darling, I hope you don't mind me saying this. This is goddamn America. It shouldn't be happening like this. We're in a country, this is a society where everything's at our access. We have it. Sorry, it just makes my blood boil because I see it. And I'm like, why isn't anyone saying anything or actually addressing it? You know what I mean? Why are you leaving it to an individual with a good heart, good soul, or hoping that they will get funding and they're going to actually make something happen out of it? Why is there so many startup countries? Why is there so many startup companies? Because they see the loopholes. They see how people get treated. But yeah, this poor little child, you know what I mean? Like, this woman needs to be freaking locked up and never to have that access to that child ever again. Of course, I get angry. You get angry too. But you don't take it out on children and you do not take it out on animals. They don't know any better.
I'm
And
not
if you
saying.
can't,
Go ahead. My bad.
and it just makes me, yeah, I'm just like, I look around and I'm like, what are you contributing to society? Bet you bitch and complain. You got all this time or you got all this money, but you're not doing anything good for society. Oh my gosh, have I got stories to tell of who I've lived with and who I've worked with, and I'm just like, wow. And then, if they don't get their matcha in the morning, oh, I'm gonna cry. Shut the fuck up. There's real problems. I'm just, yeah, this poor little child, because I see it when I'm out and about. Little children, little, animals, they gravitate to me because they know they're an innocent, um, just an innocent soul. All they want is to be loved and to be cared for. It's part of human nature that you're gonna be a little shit or you're gonna be a little brat. That's normal. I mean, but that's what you're there for, to school them and to educate, not to throw them out of the car. that's to an extreme. You know what I mean? Lady, what do you want? How high? What meth were you taking?
So, I've said this once and I'll say it again. I'll continue to say it. Stop procreating with people you do not see a future with. Stop allowing your environment to mold you into what it wants you to be.
Thank you.
I do have a little pushback, but not too much. Because while I also agree that the United States does offer a lot, most of us are so uneducated that we do not utilize the opportunities that are there. And then you play the blame game for why you are inadequate in certain areas, but you never took it upon yourself to remove your person from the distractions that keep you bound to obscurity. Now, the pushback comes where I disagree with the system being intact. I think the system is completely screwed. I think because maybe it's not necessarily the system itself, right?
It's the people.
It's the
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
who have the most to gain, the ones that have the most control, that have utilized it and abused it, so that everybody else that tries to partake of it gets the short ends of the stick. But we won't ever see a day where we get together and kick out the vermin that has been responsible for this piss poor administration. See, there's therapists, there's psychologists, there's infrastructures for single men, single women, for people who struggle with trauma and all that. But you make it damn near impossible to afford. And then on top of that, you continuously mix and create soul ties with people who are operating with demonic energies, and then you get confused by why things aren't going the way that you want them to go. Well, you can't have heaven dealing with hell. You can't have abundancy in God, but then in the same breath, you over here playing checkers and chess with Satan, straddling the fence, dealing with men who would rather live worldly, dealing with women who rather live worldly. There are consequences for living worldly. There are consequences for being rebellious. There are consequences for intermingling with people who are not yoked or have a relationship with the Creator. And that comes with being emotionally disconnected from reality. It comes with bitterness. It comes with confusion of self identity. It creates barriers between you and blessings. It stops you from reaching heights that you could have reached if you hadn't decided that you would rather partake of what the world has offered versus what your purpose and your calling truly requires of you. The only reason women like that end up violent and maneuvering the way they do is because of the lifestyle that they chose for themselves.
You're right. Yeah, and it's always related to drugs. It's always related to alcohol. It's always related to you know your surroundings, or just the environment. Like, you want to get better, you need to do better. Simple. Work 2, 3, 4 jobs. You know what I mean? It's not hard to earn a dollar. It's not hard to set up your own company. Yes, it's going to be tough, but where's your morals? You know what I mean? And unfortunately, like, I'm going to keep reverting back to that policeman when I had a car accident. This is coming from a policeman where he's supposed to be protecting and serve, and when he threw that statement out at me saying, "Oh, there's a lot of sheep dressed up as wolves," oh sorry, a lot of wolves dressed up as sheep, I was just like, I wanted to get out of the car. I go, what am I up against? Like, that 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 was like alarm bells. You know what I mean? Alarm bells racing. People are not who they are and say to be. And then when situations like this happens, you know what I mean? She got away with it. A slap on the wrist. At the end of the day. You know what I mean? And you just have to look at her. Look, hideous. Hideous. You know what I mean? The hobo effect.
Son of a bitch!
It's not that hard to make yourself look good. Go for walks. Go get a bike. You know what I mean? Eat better. You know what I mean? I'm even offering, people that there's something that you can go down, get fruit and veggies, just down here for $50. Fresh fruit and veggies for $50. I'm saying, and I actually put it on, as you know, on our socials. I go, hey, any families that need it, I'll come down and I'll pay it for you. Because I don't want people to go without. It shouldn't be like this. But that's, like as I said, this mother, I no remorse at all. And what judge signed off on this? You know, is he that disgusted and that appalled that, oh, this is another case, I'll just sign off it, get her out of my way, get her out of my face, slap her knee. You know, she's already in this. She's probably already in the system.
Pushing the kid out of a car is crazy.
Yeah. That's when I read the title. I went, oh, please. Come on, man. It's too early for this. I mean, it's just like a poor little child, a poor little innocent thing. I mean, it's just, as I said, my mind, as I said, I've just got knots in my stomach right now. Because this poor little thing, you know what I mean? And I'm glad there was another, good Samaritan out there, picked up the little child. And I can't believe the woman came back and snatched it. Clearly, you shouldn't be having a child in your possession, or you shouldn't have children, period. You came back and literally snatched it, manhandled, on a level where, oh my God, this poor child, that's gonna traumatize her. We already know the mother's fucked up. Get rid of her.
Another issue I have too is people that would try to come to the defense of women who are violent towards the kids. Like we already know you're gonna tear into a man.
Yeah.
If this was a man that did this, he's not getting out of jail. He's going to be in there till next August. And then he'll go to trial, and then we will sentence him to 30, 40 years. He's not going to get to walk, do no charity work on the side of the road, picking up trash for 10, 15 hours. There's not going to be any understanding, no dialogue about his mental health and struggles of a man. Ain't gonna be none of that. So why is it the same treatment towards her? The punishment does not match or meet the level of crime or vitriol towards that kid.
Yeah.
You have a history. Your history, to me personally, your history didn't start here when you pushed the kid out of the car. That behavior, that's been with you for a long time.
Yeah. Yes. Too long.
We're just seeing it.
Mm-hmm. It got caught on camera.
Yeah, exactly. Because you and I have been around people or know people who've ever been displayed on social media. But if they were, people would be like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
This is just one of those.
I know, and more I know. It's disheartening. It's sickening. It shouldn't be happening. It's not going to stop. It's going to continue. There's no justification. It's just like this poor girl, you know what I mean? Like, to be brought up in that type of environment. Hopefully she's smart enough and she recognizes and doesn't follow her mother. You know what I mean? Footsteps, hopefully. But hey, usually it does. You know what I mean? Lead by example. That's a shit example. You know what I mean? But hey, if that's what you know, you don't know any better. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, there are people that are just evil.
Imagine you 20, 25 years old, and then somebody says, hey, when you were 1 year old, your mom pushed you out of the car. Imagine hearing that. How would you feel hearing that? If your parent lived long enough, or they don't, and you just like, we don't take into consideration the damage that is done when we are reckless like that.
Yeah.
You no longer can be selfish
Yeah.
or think about you. All right, did you want to have the kid?
Nah.
If,
Nah.
if if not, then why did you have sex?
Yeah.
If you didn't want to have children with that particular person, well, why did you have sex with that particular person? Oh, well, he lied to me. He promised me this and promised you that and said he was going to be this and be that. Well, what happened to your discernment?
Mm.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought women's intuition was superior to men's.
Yeah.
Y'all always say women's intuition this and women's intuition that. Well, where was it then?
Yeah. Exactly.
Then
Exactly.
you go through the process of delivering and doing all that. It's like I put it in a different perspective. I meet you for the first time. You meet me for the first time. I'm automatically scanning to see what possible future could be here. You're not looking at it that way. What do you think is going to happen? One person is thinking in the future, one person is thinking in the moment. What do you think is going to
Mm-hmm.
happen?
Yeah. Enough alcohol, enough drugs. Yeah. Not thinking straight. You don't have, easier target. You don't know what's going on. Yeah, sure. They're not looking at the long term. They're not.
Honestly, I honestly don't believe a lot of people got Jesus in their life, but we know of them, but our relationship with them does not reflect our overall interactions on a day-to-day basis. Because if she really knew him, that right there wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It would definitely not happen. Definitely. I know that. You know that. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, it's just wrong. Just even talking about it is just wrong. You know what I mean? Like, and I know there's many cases like that out there on a daily basis. You know what I mean? And especially if it's hot, which it is now, we're going through a crazy heat wave, makes people go crazy, go nuts. Um, yeah, it's just it's the child that I'm worried about. You know what I mean? To be in that environment, in that hostile environment. But hey,
Look, I go out here and I struggle, I stress. I've had heartache. I've went through all the emotions that any average person have, and I don't take it out on nobody.
yeah,
I'd rather not pick up the phone, or I just won't respond to you until
mm,
I feel like I'm in a better headspace. I don't
yes,
I don't take out my stuff on other people. I don't take out my past
yeah,
tense. I'm gonna say that. There was a point in time in life where a version of me did do things that to that extent. But life in reality, it humbled me. So I no longer operate like that.
yeah,
I would turn off social media, unplug, and I'll just figure it out, reassess, and then work on the issues that are causing me to be so restricted. But you will never know that I'm this or that, or you have nothing to do with what's going on with me. That's why I don't know. Certain women, not all, but certain women that don't know how to hold themselves accountable, you can never achieve the heights that you should because you're constantly always trying to blame everybody else.
Yeah.
Me and you are just now seeing the story. We don't know them. This was brought to us. So everything that happened between you meeting that man, having a kid with the dude, and he's not off the hook either, but that's you. All of that is you.
Yeah. Yeah. Takes two to tango.
Now you got a kid that got to grow up with a person like her that you don't know if she's going to get help. You don't know if she's going to try to figure out what's wrong with her. You don't know if she's going to be another Lindsay Clancy. She might end up being the girl that killed her nieces, cut them up, put them in the
Mhm.
trunk of her car, drove around with them for 6 months.
Yeah. It's true.
Y'all, you saved the kid this time. Who's to say you're going to be able to save that kid the next time? And that's what makes it so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
$7,000. You got
Yeah.
kicked out of a car. You barely survived that. As far not only did you push the kid out of the car, but you beat on the kid too.
Yeah. The poor child. The poor child is suffering. No fault of her own. Oh, I've raised 7 on a tiny budget, never pushed a child out of a car. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Joseph.
Josephine.
Appreciate that. Oh, sorry, Jose?
Josephine.
Oh, Josephine. Oh boy, Joseph. Okay,
I
but
I, me-
thank
I,
you.
got- I messed up the first time too, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's true though. Yeah, you're a prime example. Amazing, a prime example.
That's why
Like,
I think it's an excuse when people say
yeah,
if she can
yeah,
do that, and like I grew up in a house similar, so it's I don't know. This generation is built different.
this generation is shit. What are you talking about? They've
Bang, 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 bang.
there's no justification. They have everything at their fingertips. They don't want to work. They don't know the meaning of work. They're all about likes and followers. Oh my gosh, get with the program. Period. As I said, like I am always giving back. You know what I mean? Like there is many communities out there that you can actually contribute one day per week. That's all. Maybe one day per month. You know what I mean? It'll allow you and give you a different insight and appreciate. So you don't have to walk around or carrying around or being a stupid pork chop. You know what I mean? Why my life is so hard. Oh, sorry, that's right. You didn't get your matcha this morning, didn't you? Hoo hoo. I see it all the time. I see it day in, day out. I look around and I'm just like, you know what I mean? I try and I don't want to judge. But if I see a mother, if I see a family that's genuinely struggling, they're trying to make and do something, yeah, of course I'm going to put my hand out. I'm going to help them. You know what I mean? Always. You know what I mean? And then there is so many places where you can, like I said, if I see anything that, gives resources, I take a snapshot because I might not need it myself, but it might come in handy later on, or someone else might. Oh, does anyone know this or does anyone know that? It might not be, helpful for you, but it would be helpful for someone else. But I know we live in a world and society. It's all about me, 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 me. My bubble.
You should only have to. You should only have to tell a person one time
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
that this is dangerous.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many stories I've done covered when the authorities have been warned about a person. Oh, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
And then hours later, you turn on the news and tragedy struck a small little town.
Yeah.
I hope the family.
Mm.
I hope the family is paying attention. I hope.
Where is the family? That's what I like to know. I'm sure they would have seen the signs, slip through the cracks, or maybe they just wipe their hands and like, oh, we've tried many times. We don't know.
It's possible.
You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much you can help. You know what I mean? You need to want to have the change. You know what I mean? You can't. What's that expression? You can't lead a horse to the water, or or the water to the to the lake. You gotta want the change. You know what I mean? In a sense of it's, and you've got to do the work. Oh my gosh, there's no way around it. There's no shortcut. Yeah, get help. Reach out.
It's a gift to yourself.
So yeah, thank you. Yeah. See, that's perfect. I love that, Josephine. That's awesome, and that's like it's interesting you said that because I've always been one of these people. I want to have a soccer family, like a big, lots of children, so when I do get older, they can look after me. You know what I mean? Don't have to worry about because you can't rely on anyone. If you can't rely on your family, who can you rely on? You can't rely on the healthcare system. They don't give a shit. They're at the door with a prescription pad. You know what I mean? Waiting for you. As I said, the jobs, you know what people are like. They don't want you to work there, but you are there to pay your bills. They're finding ways, to push you out. Yeah, you're right. I call it the city of angels. This ain't no city of angels. This is the city of devils. I keep saying that to everyone. Everyone's like, what? I go, yeah, there's a demonic energy in this city. And that kind of, they're like, what? And I go, yeah. And they look at me like, as I said, I already know I'm on another planet in that kind of sense. But when it comes to children, these poor little dunnings shouldn't have to put up with this. This shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah. Well, doesn't get a girlfriend.
Shouldn't be allowed. Period. And it's sickening. It's sickening. And those are the monster mothers get away with it. You know what I mean? They put on a cute little act, or they put on a little show, a performance. So good that it's believable. Where I'm just like going, wow, how many days have you been, brewing that? You know what I mean? You got to be careful too. You know what I mean? There is people just know how to turn it on and turn it off.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's just, it's saddening. It's disgusting. I mean, we're not going to sit here and, point the finger at her and judge and, it's not our place. But at the same time, justice will be served. Ain't no justice. She's just going to carry on. Next.
I know nobody wants to go there.
Yeah, I'm not really too confident in there being a positive outcome with that.
Yeah.
Somebody steps in. It don't sound like they have the type of tribe that Josephine described,
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
got people from the outside that's constantly looking in to check on the family.
Yeah.
I think that ship is sealed for a lot of households.
Yes. Yes. There's a lot of single households, single homes now. You know, how are you paying your rent? I'm not. How are you paying your food? It's called leftovers or food drives. As I said, like every Tuesday, being part of the SAG or part of the the guild member, and I'm going to be honest. Oh my gosh, even the women, or even I stopped going out there. Um, I overheard that she doesn't like actors. I get, but we're the ones that are actually helping you guys. I don't see any of your makeup people. I'm not seeing any of your wardrobe out here distributing the food. But you hate the actors? When I heard that, yeah, that's when I thought, I get this shit's got to stop. Still get the emails. You know what I mean? So if I know anyone with a guild member, hey, go out, sign up. Here, I'll send it to you. But when I heard that with as I said, I see things and I hear things. You know, this face is not just cute. You know what I mean? People talk to me and people open up to me. You know, people, I'm just like going, and I'm not afraid to call it. Yeah, I'm all about honesty and being grounded, and I'll pull you up on your shit. You know what I mean? And I blame it because I'm Australian. You can't handle the honesty? Well, then get the fuck out. You know what I mean? In that sense. But yeah, when people just like, especially if it's not coming out of your pocket, that's what kills me. You know what I mean? You're not paying for it. You're just providing a service, or you're happen to found a vendor, or you found a distributor that will help people that are in need. That's what kills me. I was like, whoa. Yeah, and we haven't bounced back. Still haven't bounced back. You know what I mean? The industry is just, there is no industry. But yeah, it's just unfortunately, like I look around and I see, and when you had when you get that chills, or when your gut, that intuition kicks in, or the Holy Ghost, or when you got that shield, to run. Ooh, ooh, stay away. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, yeah, it's just, I don't know why. And it's always the people that have everything, or been given, or had the gold spoon. That's what kills me. So you didn't have to work for any of this? Nah. So why being such a miserable and just ungrateful, difficult person? This mother, this poor child. You know what I mean? And I know, as you know, there's different laws in different states too. But still, you don't throw a little child. You don't, the little human. You know what I mean? The future of the world. You don't throw that out of the car.
Yeah, my prayers for the kid.
Yeah. 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 It's just wrong. Like, yeah.
Hopefully you don't get lost to the system. Hopefully you don't end up back in the
Yeah.
hospital.
Yeah, you're right.
Ladies and gentlemen, get some help, man. Go find somebody.
Go get some help. Exactly. You couldn't have said it any better. Go get some help. This poor little darling. You know what I mean? Like, children are cute to be around. You know what I mean? They just want to, you know, expand their mind, lead by example. You know what I mean? Be able to, express. Like, I see, it was interesting though. I did, obviously, being part of the foundation, I worked on a shift or a gig with Ice-T's son, Shay, and then what's his name? John Cusack, or not Cusack, Franco, Dave Franco. As I said, I want to show you, blah, blah, blah. And the Ice Cube son would say, I saw my father, how he hustled. So even that's an example. He was showing him how to earn a dollar. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that stuck with him. Because as you know, this city is not a forgiving city. Any city is not forgiving. But for him to say that stuck on my mind.
It's the next.
Like, you don't have to have much. You just have to have a healthy environment. Protect. I mean, allow them. It's just, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? Like, I look at the little darlings, and as I said, it's interesting though when if I'm in a room full of children, I don't want to be with the adults. I'm out with the children. Everyone's like, where's the children? Oh, they're out with me. They would go, yeah. Like I go to parties or weddings or blah, blah, blah. They go, oh, where's the children? Oh, they're out with Sarah. And I'm out there. I have 10 children all to myself. And they're like, okay, great. We've got a babysitter for the day. Yeah, we're cool. Peace out. Yeah. And they love it. They know, they can tell, someone wants to engage with them. Someone, give them, a little bit of talk or give them some time. You know what I mean? And their faces just light up. That's what I like when I see little ones. You know what I mean? Or when I go to, Trader Joe's, or when I'm going to, what is it? When I go into Walmart. It's funny how you call them Walmart. We call it Kmart in Australia. But anyway, that's not the topic. And the little kitties, I've had little boys giving me little kisses. I've had little girls going, a few times I've been on the plane. Oh, you're such a princess. You're such a pretty girl. And the mother's like, oh, sorry. I go, no, it's okay. Don't worry. So the children, as I said, they are just beautiful little human souls. All they want is just to be loved. If you are not in a position and you're that so fed up or pissed off in life, just don't have.
And that's the message that we're going to close out with.
It's upsetting. It's upsetting. It's just, oof. It's just wrong on so many levels. You know what I mean? It's just these little darlings. Like I said, I love children. Children are cute, and animals. Put me in a room full of that. I know I'm safe. Don't put me in a room with adults. Oh my gosh, the evilness and the cattiness and the bitchiness. I'm like, whoa. You know what I mean? Just like, as I said, people are always wanting to know. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, how do you know this? Or where did you find this? Or how'd you come across this? These poor little darlings, these children, especially when you're at the library. You know what I mean? They always look up, to even my other friends or buddies. They go, what's with you and children and animals? I go, because they know I'm not full of shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, you're right though. My heart does go out to the little darling, the poor little girl. I don't want to say poor, but just my heart goes out to the girl. This mother, sorry, her ass should be shot. And that's dark. But it's just like, it upsets me. Women like that just need to, they need to be put into an asylum seeking, you know what I mean? They need to be put them in a box. You know what I mean? Strip them away. That'll teach them. You know what I mean? That'll actually fast track it. That'll show them, hey, lesson learned. You know what I mean? Put them in there for 3 days. Let's go a week. That'll change your perspective. That'll make you grounded. She probably wouldn't even last a day in that sense. They need to enforce hard and better rules.
It's not gonna happen here.
Yeah. It's just wrong. It's just wrong on so many levels. I get too angry, get too passionate, and it's just wrong on so many levels. You know what I mean? Like, as I said, I will keep turning up, keep showing up, having these conversations, having these talks. You know what I mean? I'm already the villain. I didn't care. Why? Because I'm standing for what I believe and I have a voice. I'm not afraid to piss people off because I'm making you aware. You know what I mean? Why is that such a bad thing? Ugh. But yeah, it's just as I said, this woman, man, I'll fly my ass out to Florida. You know what I mean? I'll hunt her down. And I'll give her a few ways of how it should be done in that kind of sense. Tough love, that's an understatement in that kind of sense. Just like, but hey, you know those type of women, you just can't tell them anything. You can't say anything to them. They're not going to listen. Oh, you know what I mean? They're going to put the blame game and they're going to act victim.
You heard it here, folks. You already know the vibe. You know how this go. We laid it out for y'all to have the open discussion. Talk to your loved ones. Hey, even leave your comments. I want to know how y'all feel about the whole thing, man. We got to do better. Shout out to Saul for pulling up.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Josephine.
Yes.
And everybody who's been tuning in. We'll see you here shortly. Stay tuned. Have a blessed day. And I will see you later.
Okay, no worries. Have a good one. Take it easy. Bye.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, maybe rip bones. But no matter how close I my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of the brain on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their bones would bleed, begging that generations remember our story.